ask questions next.
Thank you, Dr. Fleming, for being here today.
Yes.
In 2017, the Economic Development Administration awarded over $11 million in funding in West Virginia. Given the closure of so many mines since 2009, promoting access to new opportunities for my constituents is key. Funding from public-private partnerships is crucial to fostering a market within my state. The EDA is one of the economic development agencies that provides oversight and service. I would like to focus on how we can improve economic programs across government. How can we focus on fine-tuning these critical programs to remove redundancies and promote best practices?
Yes. Well, thank you for that question, Congresswoman. The coal communities across 15 states have been hit very hard, as you say. For the last 2 fiscal years, we've been appropriated $30 million per year to provide assistance, job training, assistance to companies and communities to retool towards some other type of business concerns that may develop there. And we are committed to supporting our coal communities, which are in transition, as you point out, and certainly need assistance wherever possible.
Again, I was wondering about programs, how we can improve them so that we aren't redundant, so that we can use our money wisely.
I'm sorry. So your question really has to do more with redundancy, overlapping, and
Yes.
that concern. There has been a concern about that. The GAO looked into that, issued a report in 2012, and there was not duplication but some overlap. And so the OMB actually gave authority to EDA to create the EDI, which is Economic Development Integration, which is now part of our agency. And not only do we have members on board within our office here in D.C., but we have one in each district that serves in that office well. That person has the responsibility to integrate, to make sure there isn't overlapping and duplication, and they are in contact with our sister agencies outside of our department, such as HUD and USDA and others. So that has been improved. However, I will also note for you that in the President's 21st Century Reorganization Plan, it's recommended that we should consider something else that would be under Commerce, which would be the Bureau of Economic Growth, which would actually continue the grant responsibilities that we have today, but pull other grantors from other agencies, such again as HUD, USDA, and so forth. So we have already been identified as the integrator for these services, but we also see the potential that we could actually achieve more work, economies of scale, if you will, where we could do more with what we have in place, perhaps with a slight step up in staffing and so forth, to accommodate many more grant activity if Congress chooses to do that. And then I would add to that, remember that apart from our 300 or so million per year that we are appropriated, in 2018 we had a disaster supplemental of $600 million, and we have 2% of that which is dedicated towards salaries and expenses. We're able to scale up to that very easily and accommodate that pipeline, even though that's essentially doubling the amount of grants that we normally have. So our capacity to develop into this Bureau of Economic Growth, if that's what's chosen by the administration or Congress, is really, we're quite well positioned, and we have the backbone and the back office and the expertise that can do this very, very quickly and very easily.
Great. In your opinion, what are some of the ways in which we can promote resources and information for small communities? How can Congress help facilitate that coordination? It's sort of, that question was led by your past statement.
Right. Well, that's a good point. I must admit that when I came to Congress 10 years ago, I knew virtually nothing about the EDA. Perhaps I should have known more when I came, but there's so many different parts of government as we learn when we're sworn in. But you know, we actually have a big presence out there across the country and in the territories. We have 6 district offices, and then we have like almost 400 district offices underneath that. So we're spread out. We're very much public facing in our activities, and certainly we could do more, Congresswoman, to get the word out. But we're also very connected with the private sector that's involved in economic development as well, the chambers of commerce. I'm already interacting with them. I've already traveled across the country just in the 3 weeks I've been in office. So there's a lot going on out there among the business folk, but a lot of times we in political office are not as aware. But certainly we're dedicated to doing more, and we'll work with you in the future to give you all the information necessary.
Thank you.
Our next